Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your 7-card draw. What do I need? Read for this, your full moon in Capricorn to new moon in Leo, July 2022. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. They're my initials. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle production since 1998, 24 years in business at the time of this recording, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle. There is a link in the description box and you can get a free preview there. You can check out the dedication to my mom. Very heartwarming and still feel every single word of it. Driving up to see her the day after the full moon on Thursday. I'm going to drive up to Saratoga, see my family, be taking my YouTube and my Patreon, my patrons with me via the interwebs and all of that. Now, am I forgetting something? Of course I'm not. I'm also a creator on Patreon, patreon.com/drawing the circle. Still, best career move I ever made. I will say it over and over to this point at the time of this recording. We've got humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, gods, goddesses in our subscription tier. Patreon is a subscription service where you can help support your favorite artists of all different kinds with a once-a-month payment, and I am serving it over there every day pretty much. Cup of coffee from the couch on the laptop, bathrobe, hair doing what it's going to do, talk about the day's astrological who's what's this, usually the moon sign astrology, and magical applications therein. We also end with a little prayer meditation blessing thingy. It's a lot of fun. So if you want the more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more me, more Mal, come Patreon on Patreon, because I am the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. And I do love a Capricorn. I really do. I do love my Capricorns. I don't have a lot of them in my life. Dated a handful. Not the easiest thing on planet Earth, but I'm a Virgo. I think you're getting the vibe. So let's get down to biz, shall we? By the way, the reason why I'm dressed this way is yesterday I went to the Unitarian Universalist Church in Huntington, New York, and did a really fun talk, Human Hero, Immortal God. It will be premiering here on YouTube. My patrons have it right now on Patreon because they got all the advanced stuff. Yeah, I wore essentially this except with a floofy shirt. I still have the pants on from yesterday, and no, I'm not standing up. My silky, swishy pirate pants, kind of fun. But other than that, let's say the shadow reads are one of the two most important things I do on my channel, the other being the 5-card draw. The 5 and the 7-card draw, most important things I feel that I put out to the internet in general, because it is the lunar astrology. It's the internal work. It's the waxing and the waning of the moon. If you're trying to shift reality on the outer, you got to shift it on the inner. As within, so without. I didn't write that rule. So let's take a look at this. 7-card draw is just one card from 7 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about a specific astrological timeline. In this case, the waning moon, which is the shadow work, the letting go, the releasing, the rougher aspect of healing, usually, but also through the language of spiritual alchemy. Lead to gold. Lead has 3 more atoms than gold on the periodic table, so you're releasing those 3 atoms, and as you do that, symbolically speaking, but there's an energetic truth to it, you shift timelines, and you pretty much take everybody else with you, and better versions for everybody, more healthy than toxic, right? More light than shadow, more love than fear. You get the idea, and if you don't, I'll explain it as I go. That's why I asked the divine to do these through me. So let's look at the astrology, because it's your full moon, Capricorns. Blessed be full moon, Wednesday, July 13th, 2:37 p.m. Right, I'm going to be traveling the next day. It's my mom's birthday on Monday. So excited. So then letting go, releasing for 2 weeks. By the way, 2:37 p.m. Eastern, I am in New York, driving north to Saratoga to the new moon in Leo. Thursday, July 28th, 1:55 p.m. So I'm going to be doing a little something here for the channel as well. I got a really good spell forming little piece of magic, the Torch of Trust. So it's going to be wand magic, which if you think of a torch, that's the earth part of it. The fire's doing its thing, but, you know, it's the element of earth. The fuel that feeds the fire to manifest thy heart's desire, or whatever. So it's a general read, right? Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Standard reading, YouTube reading rules apply. Check your other signs, of course, because, you know, you get more information about what's about to hit the table from a different astrological alignment point of view, as well as we all have different things that we're releasing and letting go. But know that as you shift one, you shift all of them, not just for yourself, but for all of life, apparently. It's the quantum. Just roll with it. Let's do this. Both feet on the floor if you can, right? Stay grounded. Focus on your breath if you will. That'll keep you in the present moment. And I will do the best that I can to get my beloved Capricorns the guidance, grace that they need to manifest their highest potential, which is 10,000 Capricorn, cardinal Earth, climbing up that mountain. So I don't know if you're running up that road, if you're running up that hill with no problems. Oh, my kitty needs me. It's one of those days. Be right back. You know, Capricorn is ruled by the planet Saturn, and Saturn is Kronos in the Greek, the Titan, the father of the Olympian gods, and it's the Greek word for time. So, divine timing. I'm really glad that happened, because he needed my help for a minute. That's okay. My Balthazar, my middle, I have 3 black cats. Follow me on Instagram, you get to see tons of pictures of them. My boys. But it just reminded me, I was just like, yeah, relax, time is our ally here. And then there's a whole conversation behind that. Great spell on my channel, the spell for time, something like that. Anyway, so both feet on the floor if you can, focus on your breath if you will, and I will do the best that I can because I forgot where I left off before. So let's get up in this gig, whatever. Please take a nice deep breath. Motherhood never ends. Still point. Alright, we're plugged in. Here we go. Using the Carolyn Mace archetype deck, I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine, the angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of the General Assembly, the higher selves of all involved. 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, the spirit animals and totems, as well as the pantheons of all pantheons, all traditions, lineages, and cultures. Please, 8th chakra archetype from the Caroline Mace deck for the Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. What is the 8th chakra dynamic? Hovering over their head like a satellite, beaming down the archetypal codes and patterns to all the chakras, affecting their energy fields, what they attract, what they repel, that they may bring to themselves what they need, maybe not necessarily what they want, but what they need to alchemize the archetypal power, shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace in their own personal energy fields, but then of course healing it in all of life, because we might as well go there. It's their full moon. This Capricorn full moon to new in Leo, July 2022. You rebel. Came up before. Oh, Sagittarius. Literally the read I did before. I just did the gig yesterday for Beltane in July, which is hysterical. So the rebel. Didn't the rebel come up before too? And power, this is why I write these down. Now, so far we've got Sagittarius and Capricorn, so that's weird. It happens though. It's not revolutionary. But you know, the rebel is also the revolutionary, right? Like the Revolutionary War, the revolutionary this, Industrial Revolution, right? Sabotage, throw your sabot into the machine to break it up, yeah? So let's talk about this. There are 9 families of archetypes. The rebel is of the action family of archetypes, and you can rebel in all sorts of different ways, and you know, you can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. I mean, rebellion to me comes in seasons. I can't say I'm a lifelong rebel, or maybe I can. It depends on how I want to look at it. But then you look at like Sid Vicious. You look at like certain people like, oh, that's lifelong, right? A reason could be like for 30 seconds, right? An archetype pops in, you try to make the best choice that you can, and evolve it. And again, even if you shift it a little, it shifts for everybody. So the shadow indicates the shadow work, which you don't want to look at, but it needs to be looked at. Or if you do know what it is, you don't want anybody to know about it, right? You keep it in the shadow. The light is what you're shooting for. So here's the alchemy from lead to gold. Just got to move little by little, 3 atoms from here out of there to get there, and it's a 2-week period. So here we go. The shadow attribute of the rebel rejects legitimate authority out of anger. That's always been on the planet. Rebels out of peer pressure or fashion, which just always makes me think of the difference between, I don't know, let me try and do this without being insulting, Sid Vicious, right? You know, the Ramones, like real punk, and then like new wave. Well, I love Devo, but you know, it just is a different vibe, right? Well, and you know, they were very, I shouldn't say Devo, but you know what I'm saying. Like when generic new wave happened, right? Right, the 80s. And some of us rode that fence. I rode that fence, I think, pretty well. So, you know, it's like, oh, now we're all rebels. We're rebels. What are we rebelling, right? The light attribute, though, which I think is highly needed on planet Earth, and I consider this a dominant divine masculine archetype, at least, challenges authority to affect social change. This is not about gender. Well, but certainly what the social change might be about gender, so you get what I'm saying, right? It doesn't matter, you know, who you are, you have access. It's in the collective unconscious. Everybody has access to to all of the archetypes. Reject spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. And there's a lot of that going on planet Earth, because a lot of them are coming to witchcraft and coming to me and finding me along the way. Yeah, witchcraft, divination, Course in Miracles, chakras, magic, miracles, and mysticism now. So you got that in place. Now let's look at the next 4 chakras down. This is the internal, right? The feminine energy, the goddess energy, the spiritual power in the crown chakra, the mental power in the third eye, the will power, which means choices and decisions, spit, swallow, or chew in the throat chakra, and of course the emotional power of the heart chakra. This is where the shadow work begins, because it's where the shadow work is chosen, at least throat chakra dynamic. Let's see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon my goddesses of earth, the sign of Capricorn, powers of the north, please, beloved ones, beloved green of the earth, cardinal earth, creative earth, what is your message? What does the Capricorn collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, this feels really cool, need to be aware of? Heart, third eye, crown, so they can do the alchemy indicated here with the rebel archetype. Their full to new, July 2022. The learner, 8 of Pentacles. You've learned a lot. 8 of Pentacles. Wisdom, though, heart, third eye, crown. This is sort of the stabilization of all of it, right? Pick your chakra if you like. Could maybe even be all of them. The things that you've learned through experience in the outside world, right? Because you can have knowledge, but wisdom is different. It's different. I mean, I can read a book, but then I could like go to the place where the book was written about. You know, it's just different. The difference between watching Food Network and cooking yourself, unless you're not into that, whatever. So here we have a crone teaching a maiden how to weave a blanket, and blanket's right under my finger right here, and that's her work. You know, she's shown her work. She's been doing this since she was the maiden's age there. So I like that. I like that if you can there's an internal learning curve here. I'm drawing upon my own wisdom, but I'm also allowing myself to be taught. Children learn so much because they know that they don't know on a real intrinsic level, right? So they're willing to ask questions and see things with fresh eyes. Rebels, though, maybe not so much, right? So this might really be saying, okay, what do I know from my own experience? Where am I right now? And then you can also So cut yourself a little bit of a break, because with Eight of Pentacles, yes, it's work and it's inner work, but what you are learning is going to bring you to that Nine of Pentacles, a much more stable foundation to rebel from. With wisdom, right? Oh, I love it. All right. And it's an earth, right? For an earth sign. So let's look at the lower three chakras now. This is the physical world and your relationships in it, the yang, the external. Lower three chakras, relationships in the world, root chakra, groups, tribes, your associations, 3 people or more, and that includes the human race, right? It's a lot. There's a lot of tribal stuff going on the planet right now. Second chakra, one-on-one relationships, think umbilical cord, right? Or at least navel to navel, to another person or thing. Money, sex, power, right? Addiction, power struggles between 2 people, as well as amazing energy between 2 people. And solar plexus, your relationship to yourself in the physical world, your self-esteem, your self-evaluation, your own gut intuition, your honor code, what you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't, your boundaries, which is Saturn. It's a planet that's got rings around it. So let's see what hits the table. I love you. Hang in there. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon my gods of earth, the sign of Capricorn, powers of the north, please, considering time, Chronos, right, Saturn, that factor here. What is it that the Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, need to be aware of? Outside in, right? They're from the outside looking in at themselves, inside looking out at a person, place, or thing, their relationships in the world, their masculine energy, their expression energy, their action in the world with an action archetype. What do you got for them? Particularly because it's their Capricorn full moon to new. July 2022, you got a court card. This could be you from the outside looking in, or someone that you are dealing with one-on-one. The King of Cups, Orpheus in the Greek myth. It's the mythic tarot. They're doing Greek myth here. Juliet Sharman-Burke's deck. I've been reading this deck since before college. The Cancer card, the sign for Cancer. There's a crab crawling in the corner. But, it is your opposite sign. So, that's an interesting thing about rebellion, right? Capricorn is the father of the zodiac, don't freak, and Capricorn is the mother. It's just, cardinal earth, creative earth, and cardinal water. Complementary, earth and water, you can do a lot with, right? But the vibe I'm getting on that, certainly it can be empathy. Can be also a place of controlled emotions, right? So if you're going to rebel and you're relying upon this wisdom to Orpheus, if only you could have followed directions. Why can't a man just stop and ask for directions? Why can't you follow directions? No, go look it up. It's a good myth. Sort of. Not so much for his wife. Don't look back in anger. This may very well be a very strong intuitive stance as well. Empathic, but, my mom's a Cancer. I grew up with Cancers in my life throughout, particularly female Cancers, and I will say, very sweet, tender, emotional on the inside, right? The home, that 4th house dynamic. But, pincers and claw. Comment, what do you mean by that? Yeah? So, interesting. It feels more like mature emotional energy being shown in the masculine than riotous. It's a good word, isn't it? Riotous. Oh, how riotous of you, Lady Devisham. Okay, all right. We got your chakras. Let's get you some mantras to help with the chakras. The Matt Kahn Healing Mantra Deck, one of 3 books for this reading to help you align it. Just do this a little bit every day, or a lot of bit every day, or Capricorn, while you're, on the treadmill, and do what you do. Ascended Masters of Rebellion. Let's call the General Assembly, because this could be rebelling in a relationship, not necessarily, storming the castle. Please take a nice deep breath. Trying to keep the shadow read light for a Capricorn. Still point. Oh, this feels good. Alright, so I call upon the Ascended Masters of the General Assembly. Please, one card in clarity for the Capricorn Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, the perfect mantra to align the chakras, bring it into balance. So they are able to release, let go, wane, forgive, transform, alchemize, do the shadow work they need to do with this rebel in the 8th. The learner on the inner, which I think if somebody cuts themselves that space, it's like, I'm learning, it's a learning curve, and then really extend that to other people even silently, that gives you some more wiggle room. And it's certainly more an emotional, mature, and creative emotional point of view stance place to be. So, since I know this deck so well, and a lot of these cards are about emotions, please blow them away. Blow them away. What's the perfect healing mantra for the Capricorn Collective? This their full to new, July 2022. Allowing appreciation. The value of my life increases each time I appreciate everything in it. Now there's a lot to unpack there, and I'm going to read the bookie book in a minute. But I'll tell you this. What are you rebelling for? Well, what do you value? They're connected. Right? And values have shifted and changed drastically, well, whatever, the past 1,000 years, how far back you want to go, as well as in the past 3 years because of the pandemic. So, you know, there may be some, like, absolutely relying upon your wisdom and really alchemizing this in a way and saying, I'm on a learning curve here. And that's something is in and of itself that is worthy of appreciation, but will you allow it? It's allowing appreciation. Also, I'm just going to say Abraham, excuse me, Abraham Hicks on YouTube, or really wherever you want to find them. Rampage of Appreciation. I still rely on it every now and again. It's just fun. It's a fun party game. Used to do it in Sunday morning services for years and years and years and years and years. Allowing appreciation, right? Like a nozzle. Is that what this is? I guess that's my sign language for nozzle. Allowing appreciation. The value of my life increases each time I appreciate everything in it. And you know, let's underline everything for a second. That doesn't mean everything all at once right now. Take your time, right? Don't start with, I appreciate all the pain that I've got. No, unless that's authentic in the moment. Lord knows you're Capricorns, you might. But even it's like, I really appreciate that I have everything in the house right now to make the most delicious coffee subjectively, right? To just be able to do that, right? To work from home, to go out and gig like I did yesterday, which was where I really appreciate that, right? And already, oh, I must value that then. But I gotta allow myself to do it. All right, moving along. When appreciation is allowed, everything is seen as a gift for the evolution of your soul. Everything. Now, if you're not at the seeing that in the pain and suffering that you've been through, whatever got you here, it's a waning moon read, doing shadow work, then certainly that's what this is about. As you get to the, see, there's gold hidden in that lead. There is a hidden blessing. The last card down, Blessing B, is going to give us a peek at that. So you're on a hero's journey here. You're absolutely on a hero's journey here. But the immortal soul already knows the tea. The more often you appreciate, the greater value you feel within your own life. While there is true worth in uncovering your life's purpose, which is very Capricorn, what is my purpose? For what purpose am I here, right? Most feelings of discontent are not caused by what you do or don't do. They are created simply by a lack of perceived value in your environment. And sometimes we see that after time has passed. We look back and go, oh my God, thank goodness I didn't get what I want. Boy, did I get what I need, right? But in the moment, you don't have to be that way. But you can begin at least allowing. It's like, I appreciate that I'm going through a process here. And I appreciate that not everything in this world is meant to be liked. Right? You can accept something without liking it, right? If it doesn't resonate with the truth of who you are, it's fine. Instead of waiting for things to get better, Before you allow appreciation, you must be willing to acknowledge the value in all things. This will awaken the feelings of elation that are always alive within you, and that is a learning curve. You're not going to do this all at once. Nobody does. You may have a peak experience, right, where it's happened, right? You find the right mantra or whatever, and all of a sudden, total enlightenment, you know, or at least an alignment. That enlightenment is an ongoing journey too, right? So slow and steady wins the race, Capricorn, and stop and smell the roses is also what this is saying, symbolically or literally. This mantra is ideal for increasing worthiness, decreasing feelings of scarcity, that sounds lovely, and raising your vibration. And that third part really, I mean, I don't really tune in to Abraham Hicks that much anymore, because I've seen how that information was twisted, and that ain't their fault. What people do with the information is not any teacher's fault, particularly with the internet and everything. But certainly that thing of allowing appreciation, because the soul sees everything as a gift. Human, hero, immortal God. Soul's like, yeah, everything's a gift. The ego's like, what are you, out of your mind? And the personality got to go like that, right? And that's the alchemy. And that's what I spoke about yesterday, Beltane in July. All right, so we got a rebel allowing appreciation. Let's see of what. The Whispers of Love Oracle. Oh dear, the party turner. I just warned people, because this is the one that has the true love card and the romance and the spiritual. Like, there's certain cards, right, that all of a sudden turn the party and now it's romantic. But there are no womp womps in this deck. Womp womp. There's no Eeyore moment in the Whispers of Love Oracle. The voices of the higher selves of all involved, fifth dimension and above, and that includes you and whoever and maybe whatever is involved in whatever this rebellion is about. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call to the rather serious higher selves of all involved, fifth dimension and above, eighth chakra and above. What is the whisper of love for the Capricorn collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. Leave the card in my hand, the piece of information, inspiration, insight they need from the higher self collective to help them alchemize this rebel with the learner on the inner, Orpheus on the outer, Crabby Crab Cancerian card, allowing appreciation, shifting how they experience the value in their life. The more they appreciate everything in it, bit by bit by bit. What you got for them? It's their full moon. Make it clear. Make it wonderful. This full to new, July 2022. Physical touch is important. All right, I'm wearing silk. That actually was lovely. You know, when I think about you. Oh, the divinals, Miss M. Physical touch is important for some of us. So keep that in mind, some of us, not everybody's into it. I'm an earth sign, I'm into it. For some of us, nothing is more important than a tender touch. If I know you and you have permission, this might include a pat on the back or giving a hug to someone who needs it. Now look, if you're on a one-on-one relationship with somebody where you know they could use a back rub, and you've done it before, don't just come up from behind them and start giving them a back rub. I mean, unless you have it like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nobody else touch anybody else unless you have an agreement in place, right? And you can always ask, because I say all the time to people, no, no, not ready for it right now, particularly not in public, right? Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. And that's, again, very Capricorn, very Saturn. So, you know, whether this is getting your stuff touched, in whatever way, shape, or form that can come. Certainly physical contact. And yesterday I saw people I hadn't seen in 3 years. And of course I hugged them. I'm fully vaxxed. I'm good to go. Whatever. It really, if they take me out of this game with something like that, I'm going to be really pissed on the other side. I'm going to be like, we were so close. And they're like, well, you know, you hugged the wrong person and gone. Now, I lived through it so far. I have an immune system like Fort Knox anyway. So it was wonderful to hug people, right? It was just wonderful. I had such a good time yesterday. So, that being said, let's move on to The next deck we have here, and really my favorite pantheon of all of them, if I'm allowed to have favorites, and I do believe I am, the animal, the totemic realm, the spirit animals and totems. We're using the Divine Animals Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. By the way, you're the only reading I'm doing today because I'm doing this on a Sunday. I have to pack. I have to start doing laundry and get my house ready to leave. So I'm taking my time with this one, and I hope you appreciate it because I love this deck. And let's look at the more shamanic aspect. Because if you're gonna do the shadow work, it would be nice to know what spirit animals and totems you can call upon. And as I've been thinking about a lot, well, not too much. It's like Superman had Crypto, He-Man had Battle Cat, right? Cringer. What did Wonder Woman have? Please comment if you know the answer, because I don't, and maybe she didn't, and that's not right. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. I could stay there forever. As I call upon the collective pantheons of spirit animals and totems for the Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, watching this video, receiving this reading. What is the Divine Animals Oracle? Not just what's written in the book, but an indication of who walks with them, who swims with them, who flies with them, who crawls with them, giving them the support, the guidance, the grace, the love, the wisdom, the power, the protection. Some of the above, all of the above. Doing this shadow work on the hero's journey aspect, particularly with the Rebel in the 8th and Learner on the inner, and Orpheus, King of Cups, Cancer on the outer, which is also a very empathic sign, but also really moody and sensitive. So to allow appreciation that they could do that, right? Even the spirit animals and totems kind of like helping them do that. And physical touch is important, like someone does rub your shoulders when they ask, and it's wonderful, and they know what they're doing, right? Oh, it feels so good. Biochemical hormonal release. Activate. So who walks with them, who swims with them, who flies with them, who crawls with them, getting them from the lead to gold. This their Capricorn full moon. Oh, to Cancer. Duh. I can't believe I didn't see that before. Maybe I did. This July 2022. Seahorse. I can't believe it. It's equality. It's literally, that's the key word, is equality. I mean, I can believe it. That's what I do for a living, but for a rebel, that's wonderful. Equality. Now, the artwork is so amazing in this deck. I mean, I don't work with decks I don't like. Oh, when I'm going to Saratoga, you know, Magic Moon, I'm going to pick up something else while I'm up there. I've been eyeing that Ganesh Oracle, I got to tell you. But the Seahorse, equality, it obviously it makes sense. With the Rebel, card number 14. Second, I just read the first part and the last part, the verbal sketch, and then the magic indicated. Breathe if you like. Just to be here now. Card number 14, Seahorse, equality. Seek equality in relationships, in particular intimate ones. Yeah. You will attract what you resonate. More or less. It depends on the day. You can decide your future. Hiding from our fears is rarely a good strategy. Wow, they're going there. They're really going there, covering one-on-one relationships, intimate relationships, as well as shadow work. Hiding from your fears is rarely a good strategy. It is time to ensure that the domestic and emotional labor in your world is shared equally. All right, so equality, and you can even take that just as a verbal face value, I guess, right? Particularly if you're in a rebellion to create more equality on the planet, because we're all one. That's going to happen eventually. It can be delayed but not prevented. It's just the delays are horrendous. The magic, like most ocean-based elemental magic, the keys here are flow and fluidity. Not exactly Capricorn traits, but you know what I'm saying. However, Seahorse magic can best be utilized around issues of equality. If you want to be seen as an equal, or you are being discriminated against in sex, race, or status, which that's a huge part of the rebellion on planet Earth, you can ask for the help of Seahorse energy to receive balance and justice. And it goes into why, in terms of the behavior of the animal, how the male and the female really do co-parent. I mean, literally, the male carries the eggs after they're fertilized, which is sort of nice, right? But in that, and also the ability for them to change gender, I think, if that's a thing. My mom was a nursery school teacher. I don't remember all this stuff, but it's in there, like Prego. So look, a rebel allowing appreciation for equality. Let's get the last card down. The hidden blessing, right? So if you do the best that you can, don't take anybody else's opinion on it. You just do the best that you can to do the shadow work for 2 weeks, right? Because then you get to plant a seed, and a fun seed. By the way, a Leo moon on a Thursday, that's fun. Fifth house dynamic of the Leo moon on Thursday, the day of Zeus, Jupiter, Jove, joviality. So this could really be worth your while. So let's see what the gold is. The hidden blessing, should you do the best you can here, and as much fun as I've been having, I hope you have too. Otherwise, I'm sure you would have clicked off by now. We do the blessings for real. I actually convey them. I mean, I am a witch. I've been doing this for decades. And every time I bless the collective, I get blessed too. That's how it works, folks. So let's see what hits the table. Literally, when I'm done reading from the last bookie book, we go right into that last part. So stick around and chat if you want, because I gotta release the reading. And that's the best way for me to do it, so it would seem. All right, here we go. What are we using? We're using the Blessed Bee, the mystical Celtic blessing cards to enrich and empower, but they are enchanted, consecrated, dedicated, whatever you want to call it, to the pantheon of all pantheons, all traditions, lineages, and cultures, as they so choose to submit what they want in the reading. So let's do this. Last card down. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the pantheon of all pantheons, all traditions, lineages, and cultures for the Capricorn collective. Sun, moon, rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. What is the hidden blessing? The gold within the lead. Should they just do their best, step by step, allowing appreciation? Well, let's do this. Challenging authority and to affect social change. Rejecting spiritual systems that do not support their inner needs by allowing appreciation, getting that there's a learning curve in with that emotional maturity on the outside as well, but sensitivity, maybe some moodiness, but physical touch is important here. And that can play itself out in a billion different ways, but that it be done in equality, that it be fair, that it be balanced. What is the hidden blessing? Should they do this to the best of their ability? The Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. This their Capricorn full to Leo new, July 2022. A blessing on the senses that gift the world to you. I think that one came up too before. Oh, wait, blessing the sentence. Cancer got this. We got a real Cancer Capricorn. I mean, that's the full moon. That is the first, you know what I'm talking about. Let me read. Will you just let me, first of all, I don't know, is that Uma Thurman? These cards look like people. Is this, what was the girl who was in Mamma Mia, the movie? I suck at names. She's beautiful, though. Lovely singing voice, darling. Here we go again. I need my magical magnifying glass. Card number 7. Oh, did you see my pirate pants? Probably did. Card number 7, feeling the goofy, building up. Because this, I think, is going to leave you in a really, really lovely place. Last card down. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheons of the divine, do it through me, do it for me, for the well-being of all. Card number 7. A blessing on the senses that gift the world to you. Perfect for an earth sign. Can't see that. A blessing to assist you in making the most of your senses and in appreciating them, and thus enhancing their beauty within your life. Appreciating them. You can't see that. Here we go. May you be blessed with a keen, sensual appreciation of the natural world and all that it has gifted to you through the senses you have been so very blessed to receive. May your own eyes see far and take in the beauty of the world. May they open upon days of joy and close on deeds well done. May the color and the shapes of the world be visions of delight to you. And may you find beauty in the pavement and in the tar, in the stone forests of the cities. May you be given mountains to gaze upon, seas of blue and azure to be reflected within your eyes, green fields and wildflowers to delight you with all the beauty that there is. May you find this beauty within your own form and gaze upon yourself with satisfaction and knowledge that the universe has created a unique moment of wonder within you. May your lips taste wild honey, your tongue find pleasure in the food on your table, and may the meals of your life be sensual delights, enriching the marvel that is your body, fueling you to greater good health. May the texture and delights and sensations of taste be taken slowly, without greed or hurry. Oh, slow hand. And when you are satisfied, let you give thanks to the natural world for its offerings to you, the earth's child. May your skin sense the world about you and within you, touching those with comfort. Physical touch is important, nurturing, soothing, and the healing of human touch will be yours. Come on, literal. Let all those who you touch return that gift, and may the exquisite sensitivity of the body transport you, yet never devour you. Been there, done that, have the burnt t-shirt. May your ears be blessed with the sounds of all the wild world, the whisper of trees speaking with each other, the bird song. At each change of the season, the sound of speech that is beautiful, truthful, and pleasing. The rich silence of the nature that allows you to know so deeply. For the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So would it be. So it is. Were you feeling done in? Couldn't win. You'd only ever kissed before. You mean she? Oh my, damn it, Janet. This is a really, really cool read, and if you liked it, I mean, you got the touch me, like, throughout the reading, and but with the rebellion part of it, I think that's really powerful. This very much feels like people taking back their power. Anyway, so if you liked the reading, please do hit the thumbs up, help the other Capricorns find it, because that's lovely. The mountaintop, the Capricorn, the mountain goat, come on, it was right there the whole time, the hidden blessing. And certainly if you want more of me, me on YouTube, and if you have not yet, go ahead and subscribe, because I'm not stopping. I'm going to be traveling, and I do different stuff. I make like reels and stuff. Last time, my mom was making meatballs. It was like the highest numbers I had in months. So, so follow along and hit the notification bell, because I'm putting it out when it's ready to go. And if you want the deeper magic, miracles, mysticism, now of me, then come play on Patreon. Humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, gods, goddesses. Keeping the benefit prices. I did the market research. I looked. I think I'm right in a good zone, but packing it with benefits. So every morning, and if you're one of my patrons, I'll see you tomorrow morning, right? At the time of this recording. Otherwise, wishing you all the very best and the very blessed. And if you want to book me for a private reading, you gotta remember there's a reading. There's a link in the description box. Booking a reading with Mal explains everything for you. Explains it all for you. And just like Clarissa, this was a long read, but I'm glad I took my time because I love you. And I always said I would marry a Capricorn, but we'll see. You the best and the very, very blessed. Hail. Farewell. And blessed, blessed be.